Now we're going to jump into the juicy stuff. We're going to be talking about tactics, y'all. So here we have 3 AI tactics to harness in 2023 to transform your marketing strategy. So tip number 1, deliver personalized shopping journeys that your buyers crave. Personalization has been just like a huge buzzword and talking point, I feel, for like the last year. And I feel like as brands, we're constantly trying to find new ways that we can implement personalization into our customer strategy, but also making sure that it's scalable, because we can't personalize every single message we're sending out to brands. So how do we find some of those like smaller ways we can implement that into the strategy? And one of those ways is by using AI to create some really personalized videos. So here we have one of the best and easiest ways to do this with personalized videos is by using them throughout different touch points a customer has with your brand. You can thank them for making a purchase, remind them about the products that they left in their cart, or welcome them to your brand's community and encourage them to learn more about your product. So the tool that I have spotlighted here is a tool called Maverick. So our customer, Bruce Bowles, loves to use Maverick. I actually chatted with Chris Hall not too long ago about their strategy with using AI personalized videos. You guys, the results they saw was wild. They saw a doubled conversion rate overnight from the personalized abandoned cart videos. So they're using these personalized videos at all stages of the buyer's journey, and they actually plan on incorporating them into their SMS strategy as well because of how successful it's been. So if your brand has been looking for new ways to really differentiate yourselves in your marketing and retention strategy, personalized AI videos might be something worth exploring. And to give you an idea, because I don't have like a clip of the actual video here, but basically what's happening is it's using AI to switch out the first name in the first couple seconds of the video, like saying, hey, Mia, hey, Madison, like it's switching out the name, but the rest of the video is the same. So if you're making one for, thanking them for your purchase, it'll say, hey, insert name, thank you so much for making a purchase with us. We're a small business, so we really appreciate it, like something along those lines. So the personalization piece is coming from the first name, and it kind of like, you don't expect when you're watching a video from a brand for them to acknowledge you by your first name. So it kind of like brings you back in. When you click play on the video, they say, hey, Mia, and you're like, oh, shit, they know my name. And so it just captures your attention a little bit more, which is why they've seen such amazing results from it. So now that we've chatted a little bit about video, I want to shift into our second tip, which is to create high-performing messaging and creatives efficiently by using AI. So there's a couple of different things we have here. So first up, some of y'all may heard, because this is, I think these releases just came out, I want to say like last month at some point. So Shopify released AI-generated product descriptions using OpenAI. And let me tell you why I love this. So this is really useful for our newer brands that are joining us today. So building a brand is really, really overwhelming, as we all know. So there's so many little pieces that you have to nail. And I feel like product descriptions are those one thing that like you need to have, but you're trying to focus on the bigger fish, like your shipping and your logistics or your cash flow, which is why I love that Shopify introduced this, because it just makes launching a new store or launching new products just a little bit easier. So you're not losing your mind over nailing the perfect product description. This is part of their new Shopify Magic tool, which I think is a really cool direction for them to explore, because they'll be releasing even more with Shopify Magic. And again, I just really like this because it just makes things just a tiny bit easier. Even if you're not using the full description that it's spitting out, it's just giving you an idea. It's giving you maybe words you wouldn't have thought of before, maybe a cadence that you wouldn't have thought of before. Like it's basically just a little bit more of creating like that innovation for you or giving you more ideas. So Shopify's product descriptions are definitely a little bit more relevant for our newer brands joining us. So for our seasoned scalers on the calls, let's chat ads. So we've been seeing a lot more of generative AI popping up, which is why I believe this is going to be like a major game changer. So y'all can literally have AI generate different copy sets for you, different creatives, different headlines. And so here's an example that we have from Gothwriter Coffee. So the woman in that image is not real. The ad campaign that they're running is done entirely by AI. It looks super high quality and so on brand for them. Like I 100% would have thought that this was a professionally done graphic design because it just looks so good. So the tool that they used here is Midjourney. And after chatting with Phil from Gothwriter, the biggest takeaway that he said was that it's the warrior, not the weapon, meaning that you really need to nail your prompts. He didn't just log in to Midjourney and start pumping out quality ads like this. He basically had to become somewhat of a prompt engineer to figure out the right keywords in order to get this type of result. And I'm really not surprised by that because, I feel like a lot of us can relate to this when we're using something like ChatGPT. You're really having to get creative with the type of prompts that you're giving it and the type of keywords that you're using so that you can get the results that you want. Otherwise, the result won't really be what you're looking for. So his biggest piece of advice was to really nail the prompts that you're using. And that's what brings me to my next slide here, which is all about Chat GPT prompts. So these prompts take a lot of the guesswork out of trying to figure out how to get an AI generated result that you were looking for. So you can generate different headlines, descriptions, product titles, homepage content, everything. You're probably going to have to tweak the prompt just a little bit so that it matches your brand and, your voice and the style you're looking for. But I figured this is a really great resource for anyone who's joining us today that, wants to explore more AI, but doesn't necessarily have the budget to invest in a whole bunch of tools. So feel free to scan the QR code on the screen on here, and it'll bring you to a landing page with all of these different ChatGPT prompts. So again, if new tools aren't in the budget for you, these prompts are 100% something that you can start playing around with and see, what you can build up. And I also think it's important to mention that, you don't need to build everything with AI, right? Like I think of ChatGPT almost as like an innovation engine. Like it's giving you new ideas and inspiration. And that's what I think the biggest opportunity is with AI. Like it's an inspiration engine. Like it's going to save you hours of thinking and trying to come up with your next big idea. You can really get creative by using ChatGPT, and it can really help just get the creative juices flowing. So rather than spending hours on trying to think of your next big campaign, you can crack that down to maybe 20, 30 minutes by just playing around a little bit with ChatGPT and thinking of new ideas you wouldn't have thought of before. And then, so in order to get the most use out of your AI generated ads and videos, etc., you should really make sure that you're targeting the right customers. So this is where I tie in our last tip, which is to use a smart customer data platform. So shameless plug, Triple Whale offers you the ability to actually segment your customers using AI. So there's pre-made customer segments that use AI to group together your core customers, your loyal customers, promising, newbies, your whales, and lost customers. This is dynamic, of course, so as your customers take different actions or lack of actions, they'll be moved around into these different segments. And you can, of course, create your own custom segments to fit your business needs, again, based on different customer actions or lack of actions, or based on what ads they clicked, didn't click, customer attributes, etc. So the really cool thing about this is actually you can sync these segments to Facebook audiences and then target them with relevant ads. That way, if you created a new AI ad for your customers that are clicking your ads, clicking onto your site, but not making a purchase, you can push out a super personalized, engaging ad to a relevant audience without having to waste a bunch of time. So you just became like next level efficient. And aside from just segmenting your customers, you're of course able to see your attribution. So how those ads are actually performing, your individual creatives, and Shopify store analytics in Triple Whale, so you can track everything all in one place. So really, to recap and to tie it all together, personalization is key. We've been hearing about it all year, which is why in order to reach that level of scalable personalization, personalized AI video is something I definitely recommend exploring and we'll start to see more and more of. Ad creatives and copy using AI will save you a ton of time, even if you're just using, AI and ChatGPT as just an inspiration engine. And leveraging a smart customer data platform will really help you target and segment your customers properly so that you're not wasting a whole bunch of time targeting the wrong customers.